Trixie. Wake up. It's New Year's Eve, Trixie. Wake up. Grrr. It's Krabby Dog Tricks. Hi, guys. It's Charlie. It's December 31st. Happy New Year's Eve to everybody. I want to give you a headline that, in my mind, wraps up, can help summarize 2009. U.S. jobless claims dropped to lowest level since 2008. That's a Bloomberg headline that I read, and I wanted to, and instantly it drew a comparison to me to how this entire year has been. We've seen an absolute Wall Street bankster takeover of the federal government, at least as far as having them do their bidding. We've seen a culpable mainstream media jump on board and help sell the lie that this multi-trillion-dollar bailout scheme, this bailout bubble, has saved the economy. And any thinking individual can realize that it's all lies. You know, so you read an article like this, a headline like this, and you get into the meat of the article, and you realize halfway through it, you know, they're giving you the stats for the week ending December 26th, which you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out. Just like Thanksgiving, just like the week ending Thanksgiving was a better than expected jobless claims, that, you know, on a 3-day week, 3.5-day week, Christmas week, you're going to have less people filing for first-time claims. You know, what's the significance of it? None. There is none. You know, because next week it'll be right back to where it was, or worse, or it could go down again. Who cares? The fact of the matter is this: 423,000 people filed first-time claims in a 3-day week. That should be a shocking exclamation point headline. But it's not. It's touted as good news. Because you see, in the 2009 world, we decided that failure was prosperity, that good was bad, that Ponzi schemes were actual economies, and that we're better off giving all the power of private industry and all the power of private banking to the federal government, or at least a few key too-big-to-fail industries that own the federal government, in my opinion. Because that's where we live in 2009. We don't live in a 2009 where, you know, American citizens will rise up and take back their liberty. We live in a 2009 where the vast majority of the American citizens sit on their butts and believe whatever comes across the television set. And I have a good example I wanted to share with you briefly. Christmas Eve, a good friend of mine calls me up, and she's having dinner with her family. Now, the relevance is Christmas Eve is the, you know, hours after the Senate has passed their, you know, groundbreaking, constitution-destroying legislation that mandates you to buy health insurance from a private corporation. Now this person's awake and decides that she's going to broach the subject at dinner with her family. And please keep in mind, in her family, the mother and father are both unemployed, have been for a year, and claim to be fully abreast on what's happening in the political world, and, you know, love to talk politics because they're in the know, because they watch it on CNBC or CNN or Fox News. So when she asks, how do you feel about the government mandating that you buy health care insurance, every person at the table looked at her like she was speaking, you know, Russian. No clue what she was talking about. No, they can't make you do that. Well, it's in the healthcare, it's in the legislation the Senate just passed, she says, and they absolutely thought she was insane. They thought there was no way that the Senate could pass legislation saying you're going to be forced to buy healthcare insurance. And then that's when I received a phone call saying, you know, was that in the legislation? And, you know, I affirmed her what she already knew, which is absolutely it was in the legislation, that, you know, the Senate of the United States is passed legislation that says that you, as a private individual, will have to purchase a good from another private individual or corporation. It's in there big as day. So my point is this. here you have people who claim to be in the know political situations, truly have nothing better to do besides looking for a job and watching TV. That's what they do. That's their life for the last year. And I'm not judging them because they can't find a job. I'm saying they have time to be aware of what's going on. And my friend is the only one at this table who knows, because she sources information other places than CNN or Fox News. She spends the time, looks up articles on the internet, looks for alternative media sources, and realizes that her liberty is being flushed down the toilet. So when I get messages from people, and I've gotten a few this week, and I think a lot of it stems from the Man of Truth situation, I guess. But there's a lot of people who feel that there's fatigue setting in, and my answer to that is, if you're one of the ones who sent me messages saying, am I getting fatigued, or do I see fatigue out there from people trying to spread the truth? My answer is, I see some weird stuff going on. Obviously, I see some battles going on between YouTubers, and then, like I said, the MOT thing, whatever you want to call it, train wreck. But the fact is, there has never been a time that is more important to keep the faith and to keep spreading the truth. In fact, I think 2010 will turn out to be a year where we have a much larger segment of the population waking up for a lot of reasons. The unbelievable spending that our government's doing to keep the economy on life support cannot continue. Once all these programs that extend unemployment, that extend welfare and food stamps, and the social net, the social safety net starts to break down, then the awakening is very, very close behind. So I don't think there's, I don't see any fatigue. I certainly don't feel any fatigue. I'm not going to change anything that I'm doing. I'm going to keep trying to wake people up as best as I can. And I encourage everybody, and I know a few of you just started making videos, and send me those videos. I will promote you. My goal is to get as many people questioning what they hear on mainstream media, challenging it, and then challenging the people in their life to wake the hell up, because we need to do that. Everybody's going to at one point. It's just going to be, where are you on the reality curve when you do wake up? I mean, if you're underneath if you're at the bottom of it, you're in a lot of trouble. Hopefully the people who are awake and are prepared mentally, at least mentally prepared for a severe standard of living reduction, at least those people will have a leg up. So let's keep doing what we're doing in 2010 and try to keep this message going. Try to wake as many people up as we can and be vigilant. Okay, that's all I got.